Welcome all to live stream number 87. I feel like as I sit here, we have a fun show coming, by the way, but I feel like my camera's a little cattywampus. My dad used to say cattywampus for anything that was not perfectly centered. And I feel like I'm a little cattywampus, but it may just be me. Maybe it's my head's a little cattywampus. Anyway, now that that's completely over with, let's see who we're dealing with today. Any of our regulars? Any of our usual suspects? We got Cecil here, first and foremost. Hello, my friend. Bingo! Mike is here. What doing, radios? What doing? I like that. Burger. What's up, Limelight? Bonnie's here on time. Afternoon, Mr. Barry. Mr. Mike says hi, folks. Hi, Mike. Matthew's here. Hey, buddy. Mr. Matt. It's always fun when he's here. As is it always just equally as fun when all of you are here, including my buddy Lyle at the Quiet Pages. Hello, Lyle. We have a lot to cover today. There's a lot of cool things I want to show you guys. Angus, what's going on, buddy? Angus says tuned in, but also trying to salvage a roll of 35mm film from a camera. It pulled out of the cartridge at the end of the roll. Ah, no. It pulled right out of the cartridge. I don't know if I've ever had that happen. I wonder if it was either old and just brittle, the tape, or was it a reload? But really the only way to salvage that is get in the dark, hit the little thing on the bottom of the camera, the little release, the rewind release, and then just slowly curl it back up, put it in a black bag, and get it developed. Best of luck, Angus. Hey, Fritz, how are you, buddy? Lyndon's here. Great to see you, Lyndon. Hit that like button on the way. Yes, do hit the like button. It helps me. And if you want to help me, hit the like button. Hey, Eric, how are you, buddy? Radio says, I got my single 8 camera loaded. Did you, I know you said you got some single 8 film online, but did you load the single 8 cartridge by yourself, or are you using a roll that was already loaded? Not buy, darn it. No, I knew what you meant, Mike. Hey, Gordon's here. How are you, buddy? It's F16 there today. You know, it's cloudy, mostly cloudy here, but it is 90 degrees. So we'll go F5.6 maybe today. Yeah, 5.6. 5.6. That happens to me, Angus. I don't know if I've ever had that happen. For real, I don't know, maybe. I can't remember that happening, but that would freak me out a little bit. Woo! Radio says F4 weather. That's crappy. Maybe 5.6. Yeah, that's, I think, where we're at. I don't know if you can hear it. Well, there's a couple things you guys might hear. One being it's my kooky air conditioner that's kind of loud and whiny. And my wife is actually outside mowing our lawn. She loves being outside mowing the lawn because she puts her little earpieces in and puts her book on her phone, and then she just gets away and she's outside. Stop. I've offered, but she's not having it. Anyway, Mike says, one more 8mm magazine camera is working again now. I just need to load done cartridges. You know, you're a genius when it comes to that stuff, Mike. I know you enjoy working on cameras, but you should document some of that. That's a gift. I even simple stuff like taking a couple screws out and fixing a little something. Yeah, I have a lot of non-working cameras that I truly wish I could get fixed. And I've done some minimal work on cameras, but man, you get a lot of them fixed. Good job. Hey, Jack's here. Hey, buddy, how are you? So is Entity. Hello, my friend. Radio says, still haven't shot all the Code 25 because I was working all week and too tired to film. You're never too tired to film. Too tired to do some things, but not film. All right. Sometimes you can be too tired to film. Hey, Jeffrey, how are you? It's good seeing you, buddy. Oh, it was cloudy and raining when you had time. You know, that's the time of year we're in now. Well, and no, especially here, it rains almost every day. It's terrible. Like now, yeah. Lyndon says, yes, understand old radios can't. Oh, yeah, it can take a lot of time. Oof. You got a new source for vintage cameras, and I know you're not going to share it, and that's quite okay. I got 2 new cameras and 4 16mm films. 16mm, like, unexposed films. I keep looking at my dog. If you guys could see her, it's just kind of silhouetted at my front door. I have a white front door, and all you can see is her tiny little face and her ears, because my wife's outside, and she's definitely my wife's dog, but just sits by the door waiting for her, and she's staring at me. Oh, hey, Lyndon. So you got 16mm new film stock, or new old stock? That's exciting. Anytime you can get 16mm film relatively cheap, it's exciting. One's Kodak 828 film 1. Kodak 828. Is that a 8mm film camera? Is that an 8mm camera? Sounds like it. An 8mm f2.8. Limelight says, I wish I had a source for camera. I know, I do too. A solid source other than eBay. All the camera stores in my area are going out of business. They're either going out of business or going all full digital, you know? Got a Nikon F90X last week for 30 bucks with a motor drive. Yeah, you can't let that source out. Or maybe you can. After all, on eBay and the Goodwill auction site now. You know, and the Goodwill site is actually turning into eBay, kind of. A little bit. Not quite there yet, but it is a little bit. A Kodak Bantam RF model. Wait, did Bonnie get? Oh, Bonnie got the. I thought that was radios. Bonnie got the Nikon for 30 bucks. Bonnie has always had good luck finding good deals. Really good luck getting good deals. Hello, all from beautiful Arizona high country. Hello, Mr. Jim Cahill. It's those 2-piece snap-together reloadable carts. My Canon EOS 50E motor pulse. Oh, okay. Yep. I know what you're talking about. Yanked it right out of there, didn't it? Probably F11 here, but rain and clouds are coming. Yee! Got it. Dark bag to the rescue. That's the only way you can save it. Obviously, you can't rewind it into the cartridge unless you retape it. But I would just dark bag it. Kodak Retina Automatic 3. Not sure how to open it. I'd have to see it. I've had a Kodak Retina, but I don't remember. My niece graduated yesterday. Before she goes to college, I'm going to ask her to be in the horror project. Also, my sister and brother-in-law. That's really cool. We got to use our family, right? I've already trying to sweet talk my oldest daughter. If you follow me on Facebook, you saw a picture of her and me sitting at a restaurant recently. But I'm trying to sweet talk her. I have my buddy Dave, who I just had a meeting with a couple days ago. If you follow me on Facebook, you saw a picture of me and Dave eating at a restaurant. My wife's always up for something. You know, Piper will be involved if she wants to be, and she does. Got to use the resources you have available for a 5-minute short film. You know, we're not paying thousands of dollars to industry professionals to shoot our 5-minute Super 8 short film. I mean, I'm not. Jim says, I have a Bolex Super 8 camera I can't get to work. You know, so do I, Jim. I have a couple of Bolex Super 8 cameras that one works great, and I love it. My Super 150, but I have a Super 155 that I can't get to work. Now, I say I can't get it to work using the normal technique for getting old film cameras to work, and that's just to spray contact cleaner or use some vinegar and clean out the battery contacts. That didn't work, so I haven't taken it apart yet, but already shot films with films from the Coronet. Oh, the Coronet, that's awesome. I'm a little behind here. Hey, Butch is here. Hey, buddy. Tardy, but I have a note. You have a hall pass? Hey, it's always Super Cine. I'm a few minutes late. Daughter was watching the end of The Big Bang Theory. Classic. Rich is here. Hello, Rich. It's always good to see you, buddy. I hope you're doing well. I'm back. Had a crazy month. Looking for a new place to live. Found a great space in a sweet neighborhood in Denver. No more crappy apartments. Yes, now sharing a nice house with a garden. See, that's the way to go. I told you things are going to look up. Things are going to look up. And eventually we'll get your 127 film. It's okay. I know, believe me, I know you've had some issues. No worry. I'm just glad you're here, Rich. Matthew says, picked up a couple rolls of expired Plus X from FPP. Looking forward to finally giving my Bolex a go. Give it a go. What do you have, Matthew? What was your Bolex? I don't remember. Was it the Bolex made like 5 different models, I believe. They made that little weird one, that little, what was that little one? Like, kind of like just, I don't know, just looked like a rectangle in your hand. They also made the 580 or something like that it was called. And then the 3 super models that had the Panavision magazine on top, that I call it. Still a camera store, doesn't have any motion picture ones. Boo! Picked up a Blu-ray copy of 1936 Charlie Chaplin film, Modern Times. Enjoyed, have seen parts before on TV, but this transfer was wonderful. Isn't that awesome when it's so well preserved like that, and then we can get Blu-rays of that stuff? We're going to lose it eventually, I'm telling you, unless we keep it going. That's why I love found film so much. You figured out how to open the Retina. Is it the pull down on the side? Sending you a bunch of film, Mike. Have not forgot. Also fell yesterday and ended up in the emergency. Oh, God, Rich. Yeah, don't worry about me. You worry about yourself, man. I'm just glad you're good now. It was new old stock radios. Okay, good, good. But now, don't forget when you try to save that cartridge. I've never taken one apart, but I know you can reload them by cutting the film. It's raining here in St. Augustine too. It seems to rain. I know, Jack. It's raining here every day too. We're only about an hour and a half south of you, or an hour or so, and whew, it's every day. I hope you're doing okay. Yeah, Rich, hang in there, buddy. You got to fight, man. I know you're a fighter. Man, I'm behind. I think the 150 or 155. I don't have it in front of me to check. I can check later and let you know. Yeah, I don't remember which one you have, Jim, but it is one of the... I used to have one right there. This is my Dusty. This is my 150. I actually really, really like this camera. This is the Bolex 150 Super. Dusty, but it's been sitting. There we go. Whew. I have used it on several occasions, and I gotta tell you, it produces beautiful results. There's no batteries in it, thankfully. But I think it's one of the coolest 60s looking designs ever by a Super 8 manufacturer. I mean, look at the lens cap. I just love these cameras. Takes little button cell batteries in here. This takes 2 little button cell batteries here. I think it's the old school ones, those 1.35 volt ones for the meter, and then takes 4 AA batteries to run it. These are really, really fun cameras. If you can get one, they used to be inexpensive, but like all film stuff, they're going up in price, ridiculous. But I've had really good luck with the beauty of images out of this, and I even have a couple of the accessories to go with it, like the titler. Yeah, I know, it's dusty. The titler that snaps on, I can't remember exactly. I think under here, somehow. There's a trigger in the way. Oh, gotta bend it down. This is the original titler for it. See there? And you put your little title cards here. This moves back and forth. away from the lens. And I have the little piece. I gotta tell you, I haven't really messed with this. I think that's a filter holder for it. I believe it goes, I want to say, I don't know, I have to look. I've never used it, but I know this goes with it. I just can't remember how. Really a cool setup. Filmboy24, you mean like the IMO 16BL, R16, C16 Kanamo 514XL, Morse G3, and H16? Wait, what did I miss? You talking about, oh, you know what, Bonnie? You and your deals. That's what it is. You and your deals. Woo! Yeah, Mike, that's what I'm afraid of on my 155. I think it's permanent. 27 camera there too. Pick up a 127 camera. That's a great format. I have 160 with all the extras and it works great. Never used it. Oh, Jim, I think you'll be surprised at how good this glass is. You have an H16 non-reflex, sadly. That's all right. Those H16s are gorgeous no matter what, reflex or not. I love the H16 cameras. Man, if they're maintained, they'll run forever. Oh, Bosley 8, nice. Thanks, Mr. O. I have a cut on the bridge of my nose and a big goose egg on my forehead. CT scans, x-rays, no brain bleed or concussion. I'll be 57 next month, so I'll have to be careful. Yeah, be careful. We are not aging backwards, so take your time, Rich. I think Bolex only made 3 Super 8 cameras. Okay, I should have said Bolex branded then, probably. Yeah. Because I know there's several Bolex branded cameras. I don't know that they actually made them. But I know they made or branded these 3 models, the 150, 155, and 160. And then I know there's 2 other Bolex Super 8 cameras, at least 2 other. I think it's only 2. But who made them? Jim's probably right, probably. You have a Bolex double Super 8 film tested and it works good. Manufacturer of standard 8 FOMA. Currently, I don't know. That's a really good question, Super Cine. That might be the only current manufacturer of it. Now, I know some people are cutting it down, maybe 35 millimeter and reperforating it, but actually manufacturing 8 millimeter film, I don't know. Why is that, Mike? Why do you like the non-reflex ones better? I'm just curious. I think the non-reflex ones are great. I have an H8 non-reflex and an H16 non-reflex. The H8's all messed up. The H16 runs, but it's messed up. And then I have my H16 reflex, which I like. But the viewfinder is really dim. It's an early one. It's the Rex 1, I guess. Standard 8. Yes, they do. But I think they are the ones, Limelight, that have it cut down, or they get it already cut down from Whitner or somewhere. Wish I had an eyepiece from a 160. I'm not even positive this was the original. I may have put, no, I think it is the original. Yeah. I got lucky. This one, I got it really inexpensively. And I've had it a long time, but it's a fun camera. I'm telling you guys, these cameras are fantastic. I want to show you guys something really quick. My oldest daughter, speaking of her, she came out of her room yesterday and she goes, I got bored last night, so I decided to paint. She's very artistic, but she's always asking, like, what can I do? What can I paint? What can I do? And I said, I don't know, make me some cool cameras or something. But she came out and she had this. And she had just had this little canvas and she was painting all that. I got to show it off really quick. But I love it. I think she did a fantastic job. She's 15 years old. And she just sat at her desk and painted. I don't know. I know. I'm just a proud dad. I'm just showing off her. Her little painting from last night, 2 nights ago. Anyway, I have the titler, filter holder, single frame, and some other stuff. Yeah, that's what that is, a filter holder. I just can't remember how it works. Hey, CJ is here. How are you, buddy? It has been a while. So what's this about that film festival happening this summer? Is that right? That is right, Rich. And if you're feeling better, I really would love to see you get involved. Speaking of that film fest showcase, hopefully this coming week, I will be out of town from Thursday on for a few days. But this coming week, hopefully, if not the following week, we'll have all of the official guidelines on the Facebook forum. And I'll probably post them somewhere on YouTube as well. I love the look of the Sekonic Copal i300 Super 8 movie film. Is that the camera, Jeffrey, you're talking about? The Copal is a camera, right? I've never used the 160. I haven't either. And it shoots 24 frames per second, unlike this one. And I don't think the 155 does 24 either, but the 160 does. Look who is here! Knock Top. Yeah, I love this camera. Knock Top. We talk about you most every stream. It's cool that you're here, man. You and I gotta chat a little bit. I've got a 155. It doesn't work, unfortunately. Tried to fix it, but you know that maybe it's a 155 issue because the last few people on here have issues with their 155. What's my favorite one I got for $15 from Etsy seller? It's a display. They didn't know that it works perfectly. Wow. Hey, Jim from Greece. June with 104 degrees. Put on your air conditioner. Had to completely gut out that camera here to get it to work. Yeah, those were cool pictures you sent me. Two being compact reflex lens. The original motor burned out sadly, but now I have a kit. Yeah, you have parts now. Shinon 625 XL Shinon UMIG. Is that what you have, radios? I have a Bolex 280. That's the one I was thinking of. Super 8, but it doesn't work. Yeah, I have a Bolex here somewhere, a different one. I don't remember what model. I can't remember them. Maybe it is a 280 because they didn't make many or brand many. Yeah, rebranded. Hard to explain. They can use any C-mount lens. There's no need for expensive RX lenses. That's a good point too. That's a real good point. And those lenses are not cheap. I don't even own one, an RX lens. Yeah, and I should for my reflex Bolex, but I don't. I've always just used regular non-reflex lenses, I guess you call them, or normal C-mount lenses, but that's a real good point, Mike. I didn't even think about that. Because with the non-reflex, you can use any C-mount lens on there for the most part, as long as it has the right back distance. My Bolex Double Super 8 is reflex with the variable shutter. Viewfinders are clear and bright. That's another thing. That's the biggest thing I could honestly say. Man, mine is so tiny and dim. If you're not shooting outside or in bright light, it's hard to see. Yeah, they're really dim. That's nice. Oh, the camera, yeah. Oh, the candle. Yeah, she did a really good job. Yeah, she's more talented than she gives herself credit for. Cool. Or hot. It's a candle. We should get together. I have a Bolex H8 converted to double Super 8 and would KS great. What's KS? Kansas. Kansas! Works. Oh, and works great. A lot better than what I can do. Well, a lot better than what I can do too. Oh, yeah. I got the accessories with mine, but the f-stop is auto only, I think. Yeah, you're right. There's no manual f-stop on this. You have to do it. Everything is manual. I shot some 50D in it. I've had it for a while. If you look back at my videos, I did one of the first multi-camera videos I did was 10 cameras, 1 roll of film, and it was 50D. And this camera was one of them, and honestly, I think it was in the top 3, maybe top 2 And I used some Canons in there too. The results to me look beautiful. Right, thank you, Jim. I thought, yeah, but I know the 150 and 55 don't. Gold Dynaco, hey, how are you? Thank you for being here. Get her to paint more. She has great talent. The 3D effect in this candle as a professional level. Greetings from an old drawing teacher from Norway. Well, thank you very much. I will let her know what you said. I appreciate it. We've always been very, very proud of that one. She's in her room back in there. She's going into 10th grade. Has 1 B on her report card in 10 years. 9 years. 10 years, counting kindergarten. Everything else was A's. She's way smarter than me or probably anyone in the house. So took me 3 years to amass a set of RX lenses for my reflex H16. Lots of money, like $400 or more. It's crazy, Mike, how much it is. 33 watching, but only 12 likes. Bonnie, let's get on them. My Bolex double great viewfinder is somewhat dim. I think that's just the thing. The likes number updates without a refresh on the computer and still shows 1 like. Oh, let me see what mine shows. What does mine show? Oh, you know what? I don't actually have it pulled up. I have YouTube. I'm on OBS. Katie is here. Hey, Katie. Hi, yeah. How are you? How are you? Tab to check the current amount. We can get together. That'd be cool. You guys get together and hang out. You're not far from each other. Travis, who are you making it to a live stream? I have no RX lenses for my Rex 5. You know, if I had a Rex 5, I'd probably invest in a couple RX lenses. I have a Rex 1. I had a Rex 5. I wish I'd never sold it. It was complete. Everything. Everything. Motors for the body, motors for the magazines. I had magazines. I even had I don't even remember the brand. Big tripod. I may have been a Bogan. I don't know. But the echo was crazy. Did that and saw 15 out. Yeah, you can't leave it on because the echo will drive you nuts. Celluloid Alchemist is Tobin. That's Travis Tobin. Yes. Yes, it is. Jim, I don't think he's that far. Mike is in Kansas, I believe. The other Switar zoom lens for it. So listen, we had a really good members only live stream Thursday. We had fun. It was over 2 hours long. So thank you for all the members that showed up. Quite a few in there. And we'll be planning another one when I get back from vacation. So I might miss a comment or two because I want to go over a couple of things. Let me put my Bolex back. That's where it goes, right there in the middle of the floor. So, like I said, the Film Fest, I hopefully will have all of the guidelines. I don't call them rules because those are just going to be broken. Guidelines. Those will be up on the Facebook community forum, Filmboy24 community on Facebook. And I'll probably post it in the community tab or post tab on YouTube. So I'll just make just a one sheet of what I hope that everybody does. Oh, you missed a lot, Travis. A lot. You missed a lot of me doing that. No, you really didn't miss anything yet. Oh, you're 1,000 miles away in Arizona. Why was I thinking you were closer? I'm actually closer. Well, there you go. 1,000 miles away. Woo! I want to go out west. I'd love to go out west. I've been to Missouri. That's about as far. Well, I mean, I've been to Vegas and California, but not like mountainous out west so much. You know, I'd like to get out west. You know, see Colorado and, you know, just some of the, you know, middle America kind of stuff. So, okay, so we'll get into the Film Fest later. And I think it's going to be the first annual Filmboy24 Small Film Showcase, the Horror Sci-Fi Edition. That gives us the opportunity to do other editions down the road. the first annual Filmboy24 Small Film Showcase. The Arizona mountains are so beautiful. I know, I want to go check them out. I've been to the mountains over here on the East Coast, the Smoky Mountains, but now I want to do the western, you know, the Rockies. Hey Ben, how are you, buddy? I'm glad you are here. I got back from Alabama. Yeah, I saw you were out there. Were you? Was it just a fun visit, Travis? Biannual. We're slow at doing it. Yeah. I might have to. Woo! Oh man. I think he has actually been there, Cecil. I think he goes to Dwayne sometimes. I'm in the mountains right now. It's beautiful today, warm but not hot. Yeah, I miss it. I want to go back to the mountains. Even if it's just our Smoky Mountains here on the eastern side. You got up from a nap 5 minutes ago. I kind of gave up on you. Pittsburgh years ago and used to get film done there. I think our buddy Matthew's up that direction, Cecil. He's in Pennsylvania. I'm not sure where exactly. Colorado, come out. Seriously. I'll keep that in mind, Rich. Oh, you meant every 2... Oh, biannual. So we skip a year. You know what? With the way things go with us, maybe triannual. I got you. I got a little story that I told everybody on the members live stream. So I had a guy that wanted to send me a roll of found film. He emailed me. I didn't get back with him immediately. I missed his email, and he said he bought a 8mm camera. Right? He bought an 8mm camera, regular 8, roll film. And we all know when you walk into an antique store or a thrift store or a garage sale and there's an 8mm camera there and you open it up and you see a roll of film in there and the other rolls, you know, they're all loaded up and the film's out, that there's a really good chance, especially in a store, that it's been opened, cranked, you know, exposed, opened. So I've almost gotten to the point where I've given up on trying to develop these. Old Kodachrome is 90% of the time what it is. So anyway, with that in mind, he said he found a camera, he bought it, had a roll of film in it. It looked like it was back to the beginning and the end of the film was still stuck in the gate. So he pulled it out and he said, I want to send it to you if you want it for found film. Well, I didn't get back with him immediately, and I get another email from him, and that's what prompted me to go back and read it again, and he said he went ahead and sent it. Because I probably would have said hold off, because I never have luck with these, ever. So he sent it in, I'm just looking at this one right there, he sent it in one of those priority mailers. In the US, we have these priority flat rate mailers. It's a little one, like the size of a VHS tape. But he took the roll just like this. It didn't have a band on it, you know, to keep it from... He took the roll and it was still open. It wasn't, this is my stuff. It was just like this. And so it was kind of hanging out, the film, and he just put one piece of tape across and he taped it to the inside of the box. And when I got it, the box was kind of squished and the light was just beaming in from all over, all directions. So I got it and I just thought, you know, and I emailed him back and thanked him and everything, and I said when I get to it, I really appreciate it, and I'm hoping to get to it at some point. But I really wasn't in a big hurry because of the reasons I just told you. So what I did was I kind of shelved it for a while, and then I worked on some other stuff, and he emailed me again. He said, hey, just checking in, I know you're busy, just wondering if you had a chance to get to that film. And it prompted me, and I said, you know what, I don't do a lot of these anymore, old 8mm Kodachrome. This was Kodachrome 2, so it's even worse. And I said, let me just throw it in the developer and see what happens. 99.7326% of the time, I get nothing but fog and black film. So you can imagine my amazement when I finished the development and I could see stuff on it, both on both links. So it had been fully, completely shot. Very fogged, very dark. But this is something that just doesn't ever happen. What is that called? Is that an anomaly? It's something that just never ever happens for me, ever. So I was so amazed by the fact that I got images. I immediately rendered them. I uploaded them to Google Drive. I sent him a copy, and then I re-rendered it in 1080p so that I could show you guys what's going on. I got to show you guys what is happening here. I have to show you. Kidnap executive style. Jeez. Oh boy. So I want to show you guys something. We're about halfway through the stream. Look forward. Look forward. What do you want me to look forward for? Am I missing something? Oh, look forward to something, I'm assuming you mean. So I want to show this to you guys. Oh, to see. Again, it is so strange that I got anything at all out of it. And I wish that the family could have enjoyed this, because it's something that really a family would need to enjoy. It's 5 minutes long. It's not very long. It's 16 frames per second. But let me... you guys get some popcorn. I want to show you this little film real quick. There you go, Jeffrey. He's always there with the popcorn. I want to show you guys this film that I processed about, I don't know, a week ago. And I talked to my members about it and said I want to show it on Sunday. So let's get a little peek at it real quick. Kodachrome 2, really fogged, but images. Lights, action. Look at this Christmas morning. Now, it was so fogged, I was not able to obtain, I'm so professional. I was not able to obtain an edge code, but being Kodachrome 2, 8mm, I'm going to put this late 60s as my guess. So these kids are probably in their late 50s, early 60s. Right, nice and smooth, huh, Travis? And I think we have images because there's some blank spots in it. It'll go dark, or but I think whoever was filming this, they knew what they were doing. Plenty of light, probably. Imagine what this would have looked like in beautiful color Kodachrome glory had it been processed in whatever, 68, 70, whenever it was shot. No frame jitter, my pet peeve with Super 8. Yeah, you don't usually get that with 8mm though. I know, me too, Angus. Depending on when it was shot. So like I say, there's some instances like this where we have, not much, but this to me is a win-win-win. I just can't explain how odd this really is. I remember it being a bit better when you showed it on Thursday. Oh, you know what? I re-rendered it, Mike, into 1080. I re-rendered it to 1080p for this live stream. I don't know. I feel like it shows smoother in 1080 since this whole stream is in 1080. Does it look like one of those bright movie lamps being used? I don't... Yeah, look in the TV. See that bright spot in the TV? I think you might be right. And in the picture or mirror behind her head, I think you might be right, Ben. It shouldn't, radios. You shouldn't. There's pressure plates in most single 8 cameras. I know, Super Cine would have been nice. Travis. It is now, Mike. It's hard. It's hard to get images now. out of Kodachrome 2. Very difficult. I'd love to have a roll that was frozen its whole life, but look at this outside stuff. Now, if I try to really bring out a contrast in this, basically what it does is it brings out the contrast in the fog as well. So I'm not advanced enough to know how to individualize certain portions of the film. So I have to do it as a whole, like adjusting the levels, the white levels, the black levels. But when you do that, it does it to the fogging as well. So you ended up with really dark spots or really, really light spots. So I sort of kept it scanner natural. I do too, Jim. Manual tuning. Yeah, Lyndon. I was the remote back then. Now there's some adulting. The film is definitely by no means perfect. I mean, it's and then we get the parade. Just really kind of cool. You hear some rich guys trying to bring back Kodachrome. I heard that we talked about that before, and I'm wondering. You know, I don't know, Mike, if it would help that much. I have used that. I currently have some. I've tried it before, and it does okay, but I need to get the ratio better. If you're not careful with it, it'll clear the whole film. And I've done that. Cecil says, definitely a sun lamp, Ben. Were you ever a victim of one of those? I know I was. Oh, man. Looks like Christmas was not in the Great White North. No snow and cool weather. Yeah, I don't know if these are two different times, but that's probably a Christmas parade, I would think. Ta-da! I got to tell you guys, I know that's not the best found film we've ever seen, but I think it was just that I was so in awe of the fact that we got something out of this, out of an old roll film of Kodachrome 2. I was just gabberflasted. After the 50 Shades of Grey, here we have the only one shade of gray. You're right, Jim. It really looked good outdoors. You've been the perp of it, huh, Ben? You have dazzled a few. So many rolls of expired Kodachrome 2 on eBay. And people buy it, and that's okay. You know? Bagpipes. Oh, did you see bagpipes? I didn't see them. Yay! Bagpipes anymore, they remind me of yeah. I lost my best friend 1998 in a police-related accident. He was a cop, and he was on duty. But I just remember bagpipes at his service. Bagpipes are great. Well done, Mike, for K2. It was great. Thank you, Ben. Yeah, you're right. It's overly priced, Lyndon. Parades were like the most fashionable thing to shoot in the 1960s. They were. Woohoo! Growing up in the early 2000s, I remember waking up Tom and Jerry cartoons and my grandfather and family outings. Definitely used one of those sun lamps. The heat was radiant. Yeah, you could cook with those things. Who remembers you could only watch cartoons on Saturday morning? Do you remember that? That's how you got up. You got up because there was no Nickelodeon channel or anything. You watched Saturday morning cartoons, and it was only from like 8 in the morning till noon or something like that. Then they were over. Anybody here have any experience buying cameras from Monster Flips USA? I've forgotten if I've ever asked. Seems reputable. I'm curious. I've heard of them, Matthew. Have you and I talked about them before? But I have not personally bought from Monster Flips USA. Maybe someone else has. I would think maybe a Jim Cahill or a Mike. I've been hearing The Kodachrome. I'm afraid it's probably just a rumor, but how cool would it be? You know, you've been on both sides of the furnace. Good for testing a new to me cam. It is, but how well does it really test at radios? I could test that. I guess it can transport film, but I don't know if it's the best film to get for testing. I don't think it is. Analog Photo Shutter Lab. Hello, buddy. To me, for 2020s. Yeah, you're a youngin'. I've heard good and bad about Monster Flip. Yeah, I think Jim Cahill's probably the best resource for reviews. He uses quite a few, and I know Mike does too. Every year I film the parade. I was Nick and CNN Kid. Yeah, they didn't have that though. When I was a little one, you watched cartoons, Roadrunner, Meep Meep, boom, 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 you know, always getting run down, trying to get run down by the coyote. I love Saturday morning cartoons. My dad would tape them so I could watch them again. Yeah, keep us busy. Roadrunner. You got Porky Pig and Donald Duck and the rabbit guy, Bugs. Yeah, the hunter, Elmer Fudd. And then Kung Fu Action Theater at noon. I remember Kung Fu Action Theater. You guys have to look up. When I was in Indiana, we had late nights horror, and it was like the Elvira thing, where Elvira would open and show a movie. Well, this was more regional, and his name was Sammy, Sammy. His last name was Terry. Get it? Cemetery. Sammy Terry. And he had this kooky, like 70s face, you know, made up. He looked. He was a vampire, and he would wake up. You would hear his bed, you know, his coffin, and he would sit up. And he had a spider that would drop down, and he would talk to the spider, and then he would introduce the horror movie. He passed away really not all that long ago, and I believe his son is now doing something in this. You got to look him up, Sammy Terry Horror or something like that. They even have their own Facebook page, I think, but they do have a website. It was so fascinating to me when I was young. It's like watching Land of the Lost from the 70s. You remember that show with the dinosaurs? And when you're little and you're watching it in the 70s or 80s, I don't remember exactly, it looks so real. But you look at an episode now and it's cringy. It's so, in a good way, you know, like the original Godzilla, which is still one of my favorites. But, you know, you see the rubber suit bouncing, you know, and you remember those days, Travis, when they did actual music? You weren't a Saturday morning kid, huh? I always pick up a thing of Kodachrome for Super 8, Double 8, and 16mm films. I always run it on a bright sunny day, 8 to 6 video capture. That's the way you have to do it, Entity. You can get good results out of it. It's got to be really overexposed for the most part. What's the bad? Yeah, Jim might know. The Turner Networks, WCW, Monster Vision, and Dinner and a Movie. Dinner and a Movie was fun. It just made you feel good. It was just a feel-good scenario. Mike, have you seen the new courtroom drama coming out? I have not. What is it, and where can I see it? Count Floyd. Ooh, scary. What's Count Floyd? I really like it. We had Spenguli growing up, still do. This man's not going to quit ever when he's gone. You know you got something when you're dead and gone and you're still doing the show. I mean, then you know it's real. My coffee heater went out before I took a nap. Should I microwave the rest or boil it? I've never boiled, but wondering if that's a better option. Your coffee heater, probably. You know, I microwave it, but then it kind of has that burnt taste. I love local horror hosts. Pittsburgh had Chilly Billy, who played the reporter in Night of the Living Dead. Oh, that's exciting. I'm assuming he's out now. Is he gone now, Matthew? If Land of the Lost still scares you. We have Dr. Sanguinary, Jason and the Argonauts. Yes, fantasy. I call it Willie Coyote and Roadrunner. Wile E. Coyote. It's a product liability trial and the Roadrunner on Acme. Wait, what is it? It's called Wile E. Coyote. Wait, Willie Coyote. I think you mean Wile E. Coyote, right? Versus Roadrunner. It's a product liability trial. Whoa, I gotta see it. It's on Acme. All right, I gotta find that. You know, if I don't make a note, I'll forget. Wile E. Coyote and Roadrunner, or versus Roadrunner. That's interesting. No, I haven't seen that. Wow. We had a late night show called The Host and Rodney here in Wichita. Everybody had that late night thing, and it was awesome. Used to watch it with my grandmother. She was a big horror. She loved sci-fi. We never had Saturday morning cartoons in the UK, but we had, what is that, Tiswas, which made up for it. Anarchic show for kids. That would make up for it. Remember Kids in the Hall? That was a Canadian show. It was hilarious. I'm crushing your head! Woo! All in all, I think it's okay. I think he is okay. But a few folks I know claim they got a bad deal. But show me online seller. You know what? They all get bad press. All of them. Because really most of the time you're going to hear about the negatives. You're going to hear about the negatives. Most people don't post positives. I mean, some do, but you know, you might just ask what his return, you know, if there's any return or refund policy, or you know, could they compensate if it doesn't work or something like that. Hell, get them on the live stream. Let's drill them. Thank you. We really need a good list of reputable, reliable people that we can all count on. That's part of the community. You know what I mean? That's part of this community that is very fluent in selling and maybe, you know, really digging and going through cameras the right way. Right? When I used to sell cameras on eBay, movie cameras, I had a pre-printed checklist, huge, that I went through before I sold the camera. Things still happen. You guys know, and I know, things still happen. I mean, these are old, archaic cameras. It could happen in transit. It could happen after you get it. So it's how well the seller helps you out down the road. I think that's important. One is a band cartoon. Whoa. Manny is here. Hey, buddy. All right, listen, I want to show you guys something else. I learned something. I learned something yesterday. I took my Kodak XA, right? I'm not Kodak, my Olympus XA. By the way, you remember these? Did I show you guys these? I talked about them on my live stream. Mike Flying O turned me onto these. They were at my local Ollie's. I may have talked about them last week. And I bought 3 of them for $5 each. You can't go wrong. They include a roll of film, a battery, and a camera. So I opened 2 of them yesterday, the 2 black ones. I don't have the results for you. But I opened the 2 black ones. Oop, what happened? Get out of there. And we took them to a little park and we shot. I have not developed them yet. I just messed up my chat window. All right, we're good. So I have not developed them yet, but I do want to show you a quick picture that was kind of cool. I had 2 photogs. I had 3 photogs with me, but look at these 2. You got to be honest with me, guys. That's cool, right? I mean, anytime, and you can see what they're using. That's Piper in the front, and that's her best friend Sabrina over there in the blue shirt. So I gave them each one of these, and we went to a park. And they're tricky. Now, I don't know if they're tricky because of the film, because it may be Cinefilm. I don't know. I don't think it is. But one of them was really hard. Thank you, Jim. One of them was really hard to crank. It felt like it was tearing the perfs a couple times. And that was the one Piper was using. Even one time it stopped and it wasn't winding the film or advancing it. So I had to open the camera in the daylight and sort of thread it on. The issue was that, you know, in most cases, your take-up side over here, there's slots where you stick the film in, and that kind of keeps the film from unwinding. Well, there's no slot there. It just goes around and it just catches on the teeth. If there's not a slot, it can unhook itself from those teeth. And that's what it did. I was surprised they didn't put a little slot in there. It doesn't seem like it'd be that much more machining. But they didn't, and it didn't work. It just was, yeah. So we shot those 2 rolls of film, 27 exposures each. I think Piper's ended up getting 22 or 23 because we had to open it. But more importantly, not really, but I was very curious about this film. Do you guys remember this? Five Below, that store Five Below. I bought it for $5.55. I just watched a video that another YouTuber put out about a year ago. And he shot it at night, which I don't recommend shooting this at night. It's such a slow speed film. But he did it right. He had a tripod. You know, it was a good video. And but he spent a lot of money on this. And he got 6 shots out of it, I think. But he had it on a tripod, and he really opened his exposure up. Like 1 shot at night of a clock or something was for like 2 seconds. So, I mean, it wasn't just you can't stand still. You don't shoot 100 speed film at night. You just, not outside, handheld. It's impossible for the most part. It is Walmart, I know. So here's what I did. I put it in my Olympus XA. I opened the aperture all the way up to f2.8 on this. This is a pretty manual camera. I love this little camera. This is Process ECN2. So I was perplexed. What kind of film is this? It's movie film? ECN2 is for Eastman Color Negative. It's Eastman Color Negative film. So that's the process. So we went to the same park, and in this camera, I was supposed to get 10 photos. I would have gotten 10 photos, but I forgot that I was wound on one of them, and I just clicked it, wondering if it was wound, and I ruined that picture. So I ended up at 9. I only have 6 to show you because 3 of them were just not good. But I got a couple things I want to show you guys about this film. Hey, Gorilla's here. Hey, buddy. So, 19, I'm going to start to watch other channels than those. Yeah, Walmart. It could be the bad film. I am not going to give up on this yet. Just because I'm not supposed to do it. I'm not going to give up on it yet. I really wish there was a slot in the take-up side. Really helps keep it together. But I want to put a roll of Fuji through this, like Fuji 200 maybe, and see what happens. You're really not supposed to use, it's f8, not supposed to, you shouldn't probably use anything besides 100 to 200. I think that's what the manual recommends, but you know, let's Travis on this and just do what we want, you know. So anyway, back to this. I was trying to figure out what this was. Just going to use that microwave and this having a gas stove. ECN2. It's 10 exposures. It's not economical. $5 and so close to $6 after tax for 10 exposures of color film is not economical. He ended up paying almost $50, I believe, the other YouTuber, total for his roll, because he bought it, he shot it, and then he sent it. It cost him a lot to send. He sent priority mail or something, which I would never do. And then it costs a lot to get it developed. He sent it to a lab in Miami, Florida. Might be that lab you know of, Travis. I don't remember the name of it. And they charged him an arm and a leg, right? So it ended up being close to $50. I think all in, he said his pictures cost him $6 or $8 per photo for an old junk roll of Uptech film. So for me, it cost $5.55 plus tax because I developed it in my own ECN2 chemicals and everything, scanned it myself. Center processing, remove remjet. Standard developers will not be happy. No, you do not want to send your ECN2 film to a lab that only does C41. They will not be happy with you. In fact, they might file suit against you for ruining other customers' films. Radios. Woo! All right, so here's what happened. I took that film. I can confirm now, officially, that this film does have... Are you all finished?
No, I ran out of gas.
Oh.
Get started.
All right, I'll be out there in a few.
Fine,
So I want to show you guys. Shut it off. It does have Remjet. Check that out. So it does have Remjet. And I'm going to show you the 6 pictures that I was able to get. So hang on. And then we're gonna try to figure out what's going on here. So shut that off. Here's the 6 photos that I was able to obtain. Actually, pretty darn impressed. That was Piper's little best friend. I want to show them one more time. No editing, by the way, of these photos. Wide open, f2.8. Wide open. With the XA. Here, let me turn this off. Sorry, hold on. Okay. With the Olympus XA. I'm stunned at, honestly stunned at how well that came out. Yeah, Gorilla, I thought they looked good. So I don't, here's the other thing. I want to show you guys the edge codes, right? Because 90% of the time, if I'm shooting Kodak ECN film, even if it's old stuff, it could be EXR, it could be, you know, or the original Vision stock, Vision 2, it could be Vision 3, whatever it is, we're going to know by looking at the edge of the film. Now, there's one of 2 things that happen. Either A, it's not Kodak stock, or B, I don't have enough of the film in here, because if they do it every 3 feet, you know, they put the stock number or whatever every 3 feet, I'm in between somewhere. But let me show you what was on. So there's the film itself. So we have ER 30, 4751, 9171, and then another little section, pretty much the same thing. ER 30, and then we have this other little addition to the end, 9170 plus 32 and a circle. So we have that and that. And that's essentially everything that was on this film. So I am undeniably perplexed at what this film could actually be. With that, I mean, I want to believe that it's some kind of a Kodak stock. I did as much Googling as I could based on those numbers and came up completely empty. And I don't have a clue. So if anybody is able to... Yeah, I'm surprised by that, Ben. I was nervous. It was a pretty cloudy day yesterday. I was very nervous about the focus, for one. A couple of the shots that I did were pretty out of focus. And that was my biggest concern. If you don't nail focus at f2.8, you're in big trouble. So I was pleasantly surprised. Good shots, good camera, mystery film. I don't know what it is. Yeah, the Vision films are beautiful if you do them right. It's definitely not the way Cinestill does it. The Remjet is still on the film. So unlike Cinestill film, if you have their Cinestill film and you send it to a regular lab, they're probably not going to sue you because there's no Remjet on it. And if they send it through C41, you'll still get relatively good images, even though it's a completely different process. It does look like Eastman. You know, I thought maybe it's Fuji, but I think if it was Fuji, you would say Fuji on it. It's not Fujifilm. Vision 3 would have accurate codes. Yes, it would have. Vision 3 You see, it's weird. They sometimes will put the model number, the 72 number or 52 number, really, really tiny at the very, very top edge of the film. So in other words, and I didn't see that. So in other words, the very, very, in this case, the bottom. See where it says ER30? That would even be smaller and smush all the way down to the very bottom edge, almost underneath that barcode looking thing, where it would tell you exactly what you were shooting. I got none of that in this film. Yeah, it's got the rounded perforations. It has the cine-film perforations. You're not going to be able to see. Maybe you can against the background. It has all the ear markings of a Kodak stock, but I don't know. Kodak name on it. I would think that it would say Kodak somewhere on the edge. It should. But like I say, my sample size is 10 inches of film, maybe. I mean, what is... I don't have the... they're actually still in the scanner. So the sample size, you know, Kodak went every... It was different. It was different for different stocks. But they went every, 3 feet or so with markings in a lot of cases. Now, I don't do a lot of edge coating on 35 millimeter film because I don't really shoot 35 millimeter cine film. So I'm not positive how far along. I mean, I hate the thought of me having to buy another roll, but I love how it turned out. So I might have to go get another roll or two just to do more investigating. Barcode scanner on the edge, just right of the numbers. ER medical film made by Kodak. Yeah, but I think that was, I'm with you, Lyle, but I think that was Ektachrome film, and I think that would have been a reversal or a slide film. I think. That has EN or FN. Yeah, like I say, the coating might be a little bit different with 35 millimeter. I'm definitely used to seeing all of the edge codes on Super 8 and on 16 millimeter. But it might be a little bit different on 35 millimeter. I don't know. The surprise is a nice black color. So I know, Jim. I got to tell you guys, I was really pleasantly surprised. Just the depth of those images and the color. It's not overly saturated like it's not a Kodachrome, it's definitely not an overly saturated film, but the colors are so natural, warm and natural. Does the film packaging warn about getting it developed? It doesn't warn, but here's the funny thing. I'm glad you said that, Angus. It doesn't warn, but the video I watched, the guy was, he said it took a while, but he realized that it's ECN2 and not C41 because he saw the base was black. So he had to find a lab that would do ECN2, and his packaging, nowhere on the packaging did it say ECN2. Well, I am assuming they got complaint after complaint. That's my assumption. Now, not only does it say process ECN2 on the front of the package, it says it on the back of the package, it says it on the container, process ECN2 right here, and it also says it on the canister, process ECN2, right on the very bottom. So in 4 different places now, it says process ECN2. So I'm going to assume that they had problems with people sending it to regular labs, and the labs are losing their mind because it's just not working. Is it raining out now?
Yeah.
Were you able to get that in? Sorry, guys. My wife is soaking wet. She was outside in the rain. Are you okay?
Yeah, I guess the chair got a little wet.
It's kind of a chore. We got to get my wife. I told you guys she was mowing the lawn, but we have to get a bunch of stuff out of our garage. I closed my shop, Glide Shot, and I put it all in the garage. Everything's in the way, so we have to like move stuff out, get the mower out, get it going. So yeah, anyway, it was a thing. 10 exposures for, yeah, they're only 10 exposures. It's definitely not economical, Mike. There's nothing economical about this film. I would never recommend people go out and buy this film to experiment with or have, well, experiment with, yes, but not as an economical option for shooting 35 millimeter still film. Limelight says EN06. Oh wait, for some reason my message with the code got deleted by YouTube. You thought you got rid of me, didn't you? Sprocket, what are you doing here? Yeah, I don't know what I don't know what I was thinking. You were gone. Thanks for being here. Woo! Yeah, only 10 exposures, Mike. And this guy only got 6, but I expect that he probably loaded the film in his camera. And you really got to be careful when you're loading it across. Just hook it on there, get it going, and close the back. Because they just barely give you 10 exposures. I'm assuming he put it in like you would a normal roll and wound it a little bit, got it all situated, and then closed the back and lost 2 or 3 exposures. So let's see what Limelight's got. Okay, EN06 3209 9148 circle. My film had that code. Well, what film was it, Limelight? I want to know. I would love to know what type of film it is. Surprised that I haven't got copyright struck for that too. Fujifilm is FN. You posted the manual on Instagram. Does Instagram, are they bad with copyright striking? I got a roll from Five Below as well. Oh, you had, okay, you're saying that was the same edge code. Yeah, if anybody else gets a roll of this film from Five Below, please don't throw the negatives away before you look and see what's on the edge, because let's figure this out. I like Ilford stuff, Jim. I like HP4. HP5. It's a 400 speed film. I also like their 100, what is it? The 4. Guys, help me out. I'm having a brain fart. Ilford's FP4? FP... What's the 4? There's a lot of good. The best, I think the best all-purpose black and white film is Fomapan 200, 35 millimeter. There's some good low-cost ones too, like Kentmere's a good one. Low cost. FP4, that's right. Thank you, Angus. HP, yeah, FP4, HP5 plus, or whatever. HP5 is a faster speed film. It's 400 ISO. I love Fomapan 100. Is it 100? And then 200 Creative, or vice versa. One of them is called Creative, but 100 and 200 in Fomapan, gorgeous. Been shooting a lot of double X recently. 16 millimeter. 16. What are you shooting that in? XP2. Yep, black and white C41. The code of, yeah, the C41 black and white film. Mike, go, if you do, you have to let me know. You have to let me know. If you don't want to develop it, which I don't think you do, ECN2. If you go buy a roll, Mike, send it to me if you want. I'll send you the negatives back, but send me and I'll develop it, because I am so dead curious on what's going on with that. Oh, the Minolta 16. You are the sub miniature apologist. I really want to get my sub miniature game going. I have a couple of good ones. With the MG16 or something, or what's the MG? I have a couple of good ones. I have a bunch of Fomapan R100 on Super 8. Lovely stuff. Bit of a chore to reversal develop. Yeah, I've heard it was a little bit of a nightmare, Ben. Or is that where you take it out and re-expose it manually? Is that what you're doing with that? I like XP2. XP2 and Pan F50 are personal favorites of mine. Push and pull in camera by exposing at a different ISO. MG takes 10 by 14 negatives. MGS takes 12 by 17. I have, hold on one second. I want to show you something. Get into my film closet. I had this, because I've had it out before, but I really need to experiment a little bit more. I do have this, and by the way, I've never ever shot with this at all. Limelight. Yeah, it's dusty. The Minox EC. I have that, and then I think I actually have another one somewhere too. Never shot with it, and one of them actually has film in it, and I do, yeah, the Minox has film in it, and I do have expired Gravely 1974, but it's black and white film, so it'll probably come out. 36 exposures. It might be fun to just, oh, and there's 2 in there. Might be fun to doodle with, right? And I have the little cartridge there. I think that might actually have exposed film on it. XT Day 25 Tongue 20. It's like somebody put that on there. Yeah, I don't know. I have no idea what's on that. I got to do some more research on this and figure out what's going on. But I know this goes with this, and this goes with this. A good place for a novice still shooter like me to get 35mm black and white still film with processing included. That is the hard part. Yeah. R100 involves bleaching, but not too much, or the emulsion falls off and re-exposure to light. Then a whole other wrap. Yeah, I've tried that, Ben. You're a bigger man than me, because I just do not like, I just don't like that bleach step in the reversal process per se. Bleach, I'm not talking about, you know what I mean, not ECN and stuff like that, but I just steered away from that. I think because although projecting your film is the best way to get every ounce of it, I don't project film. I scan film, so I think if I'm scanning film, a negative is fine for me, and it's just that bleaching process. Man, I just don't like it. That MGS model, but I don't like the fixed focus ones. You know, I've never messed with it, Limelight, never. I'm assuming that's what this is, fixed focus. I wouldn't even know how to use it. I can open and close it. There's nothing in it because it's over here. But I will be doodling with this at some point. I feel like I have to. I don't know how to use it, but I think you can't you attach a flash to it also? Crank. Release. Maybe that's got to be open. Yeah, it doesn't seem that difficult. So what's a better model, Limelight? Like the 16, just the MG, or keep those Minolta 16 carts on hand? Those things are expensive. Yes, I will. Yeah, I'm going to hang on to this. The only one I have. Bluetooth speakers at garage sales. Fritz says, I have 2 rolls of old Silver Mine camera. Dad even had developing tank and rigged up our enlarger to print. That's awesome. They make little Minex developing tanks, and if I ever really start shooting it, I guess I need to pick one up, right? Jeffrey says Eastman 5219, which looks like means it's Kodak Vision 3 500T. 5219. What? Jeffrey, is that what are you talking about? Are you talking about this? No. Sorry guys, I'm dancing around the comments. Don't project negatives. I broke my projector doing that. How do you break it projecting negatives? Do you use it a lot, Manny? I'm dying to try it. I'm dying to try both of these. I've tried it, Mike. I tried it before, loading with old 16mm film with some of the microfiche film. I couldn't get anything out of it. And be sure, okay, wait. There's a hot shoe adapter, I believe. Yours is the better one. 12 by 17 image size. Okay, good. I loaded some old miniature cards. Yeah, I tried that, Mike. I think I actually did load one. I had a tape measure in the dark room and everything. And be sure to orient single perf film facing the small bridge connecting the two sides. We're talking about this camera, right? Facing the small bridge. So up, emulsion up, right? Yeah, that would make sense. I got you. Oh, the on camera. Yeah, I don't know. Is that what that is? Is that? But here's the thing, and it could be. It might be. It might be, Jeffrey. The only thing is, it does say process C41, and there's definitely not rimjet on it, because I looked already. I did it many years ago, but seem to recall decent results. Yeah, I got to revisit all this miniature stuff for sure. Non-perforated film for my 16 reloads. Love it, Mike. Great way to test your 16 film. Yeah, I got to do that. And you use it with these, right? With this, not this one. That's tiny film. Well, no, that's it, right? Or the Minox. I am so confused by miniature film. The perfs should face the bridge on the cartridge itself. Should face this. Oh, I gotcha. Okay, I gotcha. I gotcha. Otherwise, you'll get sprockets in the image. So you want the sprockets up top, or up here. They should be closest to that bridge right there, right? Closest to that. You use the Minolta cartridges. Okay. Celluloid base is more thick than celluloid print base film. Minox had the small cartridges. Okay, yeah, that's these little guys, right? For that. Yeah. Oh, good. All right, awesome. Thank you, Limelight. Yeah, that's going to be, I got to remember that. Okay. Perforations. Bridge. Okay. Mine wasn't Minox. Rather a Minolta 16 MGS. Yeah, that's what this is. That's what this is, Mike. Minolta 16 MGS. So it'll be fun. I gotta tell you, they're hefty. They feel like they got some, you know, some weight to them. Beefy little things. This is Dwayne's Process black and white still film. I think all that Dwayne's processes now is E6. I've called them before. I think they only process E6 film now. Maybe Mike can correct me. Fritz, yes, Minolta has larger format. Okay, good. Sprocket says, yeah, don't want any sprockets in the image. Minox, isn't that what Han Solo and Chewie had to clean off the ship? Guys, listen, I think we're going to have to wrap her up here. We're almost an hour and a half in. Wow, time flies when we're having fun. They process C41 and black and white as well. They might. But I feel like maybe it was, and I know they don't do ECN2. Yeah, okay, Limelight, you're right. Because I called them asking for if they would process ECN2, or emailed them, and they said no, only E6. Fun fact, with inflation, a Bullet 16 standard non-reflex model would cost about $11.95 Seek in 1957, or about $20,000 today. Wow. Too much fun. Wow, this was fun. Guys, look for the guidelines for the first annual Filmboy24 Small Film Showcase Horror Sci-Fi Edition, coming soon to the Facebook, to the Filmboy24 community on Facebook, as well as the community tab or post section on YouTube. Cool stream. Thanks for being here, Jeffrey. I hope you're doing well, my friend. Totally, we're chewing on the cables. Those Minox. I had a lot of fun. Thank you for being here, Ben and Travis. And I think Noptop has left the building. Thanks, Mike. Thank you, Lyle, Eric, Angus, Jim, everybody. The Mikes. I could probably do half of you by saying the Mikes and the Jeffreys. And everybody else. You guys know I love you guys. Fritz, all of you. Cahill, Sprocket, Manny, Lyle, Radios, Bonnie, Barry, Gorilla. I don't know, maybe I just have to mention everyone. Super Cine, CJ, Matthew. Woo! Hit the like button on the way out the door, guys. Remember, there will be no live stream next Sunday. No live stream. Thank you, Jim from Greece. No live stream next Sunday. I'll be out of town. Out of town. Angus, thank you, buddy. Flying O. I'll see everybody 2 weeks. 2 weeks from this Sunday. Limelight, thank you, man. And until the very next, no posts on Sundays. No posts on Sundays. This Sunday, no live stream. This coming Sunday. But we're going to resume the following one. Adios, Piper. She's spending the night at her friend's house. Our kids are always gone nowadays. 2 weeks. Thank you, Cecil. God, I love you guys. You're like you guys are family. We're family. All right, guys. Love you like your family. I'll see you on 2 weeks from today. Peace.